Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So today we are going to talk about very important topics, and we are first going to talk about Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. And I know that I did talk about him yesterday, but I do want to give you guys some quick updates because that's what this channel is about. I do want to give you guys very quick updates on certain players. And so according to ALFREMARTINEZ, he said Ter Stegen wants to continue at Barcelona. Negotiations for the contract renewal will begin once the pandemic situation clears out. So this is basically a very reliable journalist confirming that Ter Stegen does want to stay with FC Barcelona. He is looking forward for the renewal of this contract. We also have Helena Condis confirming this rumor. And so the world is waiting. Everyone is looking at Marc-Andre Ter Stegen to sign that contract. I'm waiting for Marc-Andre Ter Stegen to sign that contract. And so this is another reason to look forward for the completion of Marc-Andre Ter Stegen's new contract. So now I want to move on to the main meat of this video, and we are first going to start talking about Ansu Fati. So according to Sport, Barcelona have total confidence in Ansu Fati, and there's little chance for the 17-year-old to be sent out to loan next season. Fati has shown that he's capable of succeeding at Barcelona, and this has been communicated to the player. And so the big question is going on to next season is what's going to be the plans for Ansu Fati for next season, because we have been having conversations and there has been reports and rumors about new signings coming in to strengthen the attack. And people tend to forget, even I tend to forget, that Ansu Fati is Barcelona's main gem. He is the future star of FC Barcelona. If he continues the route that he has been going through, he will be a big star for FC Barcelona for years to come, because this is a guy who just turned 17 years old, and in this season he scored 5 goals and gave 1 assist. And so now, knowing that the attacking options might be super saturated, sources have claimed that Ansu Fati might go out on loan, maybe to like Real Betis or Ajax or Borussia Dortmund. There has been multiple reports out there, but I seriously don't think that's a good option for Ansu Fati. Like, I really don't want that to happen, because the only thing that's going to do is it will not help his confidence, and he will also lose rhythm of how to play in FC Barcelona. Like, yes, going to Borussia Dortmund and Ajax are good teams, but there's nothing better than to play with one of the best players in the world, like Messi, Griezmann, Luis Suarez. You want to be able to match their rhythm, and going to a different team, that's not going to help Ansu Fati. And there has been other reports claiming that Ansu Fati can go to Barca B while he's in the first team, so maybe he can help Barca B on whatever situation they're going through next season. And it will also help Ansu Fati gain more minutes, just in case by next season Ansu Fati does not see a lot of playing time because, you know, Neymar might be there, Lautaro Martinez might be there. Ansu Fati can get more minutes in the Barca B. And yes, fun fact, this will be his first time going to Barcelona B. Ansu Fati has never been in Barcelona B before. He went from Juvenile A straight to the first team, so it will be very interesting to see Ansu Fati join that team. But at the end of the day, I don't agree with either alternative. I don't agree with him being loaned out, and I don't agree with Ansu Fati head to Barca B. Like, for example, when Messi was given that assist by Ronaldinho and he scored that goal in the 2004-2005 season, did we push him back? No, we did not. And then when Messi scored 8 goals and provided 5 assists in 25 games in his second season with FC Barcelona, did we push him back to Barcelona B or loan him out? No, we didn't. He continued to play there. He continued to develop his game, and that is exactly what Ansu Fati needs to do. He needs to adapt to the squad. That way he will feel important. Like, I want Barcelona to tell Ansu Fati, yes, we are going to use you because you are ready. Not, we will only be ready to use you when we need you to. Like, that is a horrible way to treat your youngsters. You shouldn't just be able to grab any Barca B player and put him only when you really, really need them. You want to implement these players, because that way Ansu Fati will feel very important. Or else you will be given that Ricky Puig treatment. And Ansu Fati is the main reason why I don't think that we really need Neymar Jr. I have not been the biggest fan of Neymar Jr. going to FC Barcelona, nor do I think he is our biggest priority, because honestly, next season, the front lineup that I really do want to see, like the fan in me, the front 3 of FC Barcelona, I want that to be Ansu Fati, Lautaro Martinez, and Lionel Messi. I want those 3 leading the attack, because that way you are introducing the youth, because Lautaro Martinez, at the end of the day, he's 22 years old and Ansu Fati is 17 years old. So you are introducing the youth, and not just that, but you are setting the next generation for the next coach, which could be Xavi Hernandez. And if Barcelona is looking to refresh their team, this is the move you need to make. You need to start using your youth players, bring in Martinez, and de-age your squad. And many of you guys have told me that Ansu Fati is not ready yet, he hasn't matured, but that's the whole point. You must play in the first team in order to mature your game, and Ansu Fati is in the correct path to do that. Now moving on to the last topic of the day, and we are going to talk about Coutinho and Dembele. So according to Telegraph, they said this, and this report came out about 3 to 4 hours ago, so this is just new, this is just updated. So according to Telegraph, Barcelona have made Coutinho and Dembele available for swap deals this summer, and they have said in this article that these players will be available for new signings. So they haven't reported any specific players like Neymar Jr. or Timo Werner or Lautaro Martinez, but the players that Barcelona do want to swap is Coutinho and Dembele. And what makes this report so interesting is that the journalist that wrote this is Mike McGrath, one of the most reliable journalists in Telegraph. Now, Telegraph has not been one of the most reliable sources to go to, but the journalist is one of Telegraph's best journalists. And then we also have another journalist from Mundo Deportivo named Fernando Polo, who reported the exact same story not too long ago. And that's the reason why I want to pull up this story. So let's talk about Coutinho for a second, because Coutinho has been in a very interesting spot lately. And so when we are talking about having a swap deal with Coutinho, I think the reason why Coutinho might be in a swap deal is because right now Chelsea is moving on from Felipe Coutinho. And so let me explain what I mean by that. So Chelsea are looking to have a change of plans. We have been hearing over the past weeks that Chelsea are looking to bring in Felipe Coutinho, but the plans have changed. Chelsea have been turning to a player named Kai Havertz, and this could be very bad news for FC Barcelona. And the reason why I'm saying that this is bad news is because if Barcelona offers Felipe Coutinho to Chelsea for around 50 to 70 million, yes, we would take that loss of money. Like, we would not make any profit, because 2 years ago we did sell Coutinho for 136 million euros. But if we do sell Coutinho to Chelsea for around, let's say worst case scenario, 70 million for Chelsea, that would be one of the most expensive signings for Chelsea in the history of their club. That would actually put Felipe Coutinho as the second most expensive signing ever for Chelsea, which is right under Kepa. And Chelsea is going to look at this like, okay, if we have Kai Havertz available for 90 million and we have Coutinho for 70 million, why don't we just spend an extra 20 million to get a player like Kai Havertz, who is younger, who can provide more, who has greater potential to bring more as a player for years to come? Because us as Barcelona fans have to remember that Chelsea will be looking at Coutinho's recent history. They're going to be like, you know, Coutinho hasn't been the best recently. He hasn't been providing the goals. He hasn't been providing the assist. He looks like he's having trouble. We don't know if we are going to get that exact same Coutinho if we do bring him on to Chelsea. And so that is why I believe the doors are closing for Felipe Coutinho at Chelsea, which puts us in a very tough spot, meaning that we're going to have to put Coutinho in a swap deal. Originally, Barcelona was looking to swap either Griezmann and Dembele, but now the stories are coming out that it's going to be Coutinho and Dembele. And when we are talking about a swap deal, it's not as easy as it seems. We can't just say, okay, you give us Van Dijk and we'll give you Piquet. It doesn't work like that. There are three parties that have to agree, which is the selling club, the buying club, and the player. And the player is the biggest obstacle to go through, because let's say, for example, if we want to swap Coutinho and Lautaro Martinez, Inter Milan and Barcelona could come to agreement and say, okay, fine, I am more than happy to take Felipe Coutinho from you, but then Felipe Coutinho can come and tell Barcelona, hey, I'm not happy. I don't want to go to Inter Milan. I don't think that's going to work for me, for my career. So you can see how complicated a transfer like a swap deal could be. So final conclusion, what we do know from Dembele is that he wants to succeed at FC Barcelona. What we don't know is what club will be the right fit for Dembele. And Dembele's case is very interesting because it's very unclear on what Dembele's future is going to be like. We haven't heard absolutely no reports, no rumors about Dembele and what he wants to do with his career. The only report that we have heard about Dembele is that he wants to succeed at FC Barcelona. But ever since that, it has been very quiet. And then on to Coutinho. What we do know about Felipe Coutinho is that at the moment, right now, he does not want to go back to FC Barcelona. That could change, because Quique Setién has been saying multiple good things about that player. He said that he does want to bring in Coutinho from Bayern Munich and have a talk with him, have a conversation, a healthy conversation. So we don't know how that's going to turn out, but right now, if you're looking at this video and as I'm speaking, Coutinho does not want to go back to FC Barcelona. And what we don't know is what club will best suit Felipe Coutinho. And Rivaldo did make a very interesting point a few weeks ago when he did speak about Felipe Coutinho, and he said this: furthermore, next year we'll have Copa America, and 1 year later the World Cup. So it would be important for Coutinho to be playing at a good European club in order not to lose his place in the national team when those big tournaments come around. I believe this will be a nice opportunity for him to get back to his best football at Chelsea. So yes, it's true. Coutinho is in a very intense spot. Barcelona is not only in charge of Coutinho's future club-wise, but also on the national side. What Felipe Coutinho needs to do is find the right club, find his best form, because if he does not, he will be held back to start for the Brazilian national team for the Copa America, for the World Cup. And if that does happen to Felipe Coutinho, that would not be a good thing for that player. His confidence is already low enough. So whatever happens this summer, Barcelona and Coutinho have to get it right. Coutinho needs to find his best form sooner rather than later. So that is it for today's Barcelona Daily News. I will be continuing to cover this report about this potential swap deal between Dembele, Coutinho, and these other players. We don't know who are the other players on the other side that Barcelona want to swap with. My guess is Neymar Jr. and Lautaro Martinez, but that is not confirmed. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.